Yes, mi bin stablo Papua New Guinea, mi bin stablo Mendi, mino harim budol geta story, na mino witnessing this pela plante heavy or plante challenge you pela igat. Tasol now mi stablo here, na mi harim ol geta story, na mi harim ol geta wari na life story, something where you can find him long talk, that's all life story where you can find him true long boom na skin belong man meri belong here. So mi redim sampela sot pela that's all mi like pa yung pela tuyi harim and long English because sometimes long English I can express myself a little bit better. Am I right? Today we gather as one family to celebrate 24th anniversary of Bougainville Peace Agreement. An agreement that ended years of violence and despair, leading us on the path of peace, reconciliation, and of hope. On this day, we thank God for guiding us from conflict to peace, and we look forward with faith, courage, and determination to continue building a just, peaceful, and prosperous Bougainville. On August 30, 2001, the peace agreement was signed, marking the end of probably the darkest chapter of our history. The chapter was written with blood, tears, and sacrifices that we will never forget. Yet, from the ashes of suffering, a covenant of hope was born, the Bougainville Peace Agreement, built on three main pillars: autonomy, referendum, and weapon disposal. These were not just pillars of agreement, but it should be foundation for new Bougainville. Now, 24 years later, we ask ourselves, how strong is our autonomy? How prepared are we for the next chapter after referendum, where the people set and choose independence? And how committed are we to build lasting peace, where schools, health centers, and communities can stay without fear of destruction? There are questions for everyone here today, not just leaders. And we must be honest, peace is not yet fully achieved. Peace is not just absence of war. We think that where there is no war, there is a peace. But it's a wrong idea. Because peace is also includes justice, dignity, opportunities for all, quality education, fair leadership, security, and respect for our land. That's everything inside the peace. Peace means that no child is denied education, no family goes without health care, and no community remains in poverty. And peace is not only what was signed 24 years ago, it is what we must live and build every single day. Over the past year, we have made progress, but we also recognize the challenges that still exist. Our autonomy continues to grow, yet it depends how honest we are. Our autonomy depends how good governance is and how we take responsibility, the big one and the small one. The outcome of the referendum is still ahead of us, and independence is no longer a distant dream, it is reality at our doorsteps, ready to be embraced with wisdom, patience, and unity. However, peace and reconciliation remain fragile in some communities reminding us that the work of peace is never truly finished. The 2019 referendum was clear and brave expression of people's voice. However, moving from that voice to full realization requires perseverance, unity, and most importantly, peace. We must prevent division, violence, mistrust from taking root again. Our future depends on our ability to stay united. That's the word that will be repeated all over again. Stay united, act responsibly, and work together for Bougainville. Currently, Bougainville is in the midst of the election, and this is a crucial time for us. The leaders we select today will shape our children's future tomorrow. I urge every voter, choose wisely. Do not pick leaders based on money and fleeting promises. Choose men and women of integrity, people who can drive Bougainville with vision, honesty, unity. And the peace that we talk today, it depends on strong leadership. If we don't have it, mauswara. At the same time, we face challenges that must not be ignored. We still have areas in Bougainville known as no-go zone. In Arawaruo, Wakunai, Siwai, Tonu, Kono, we continue to hear reports of fighting and division. Brothers turning against brothers. It's not soldiers who are coming here to fight, it's our Bougainvilleans fight with each other. This is deep wound in our land. Violence will never solve any problems. It only destroys peace we have worked so hard to build. Let us choose dialogue over guns and reconciliation over division. We also see how our children suffer. You know, we are lucky to have you here and you enjoy this peace that we talk. But in Tobago, school has been closed for a long time. Health facilities have also shut down. How can we speak of building future of our children if they cannot sit in the classroom and learn? If our mothers cannot deliver their babies under protection and care of doctors, of nurses, and our sick brothers and sisters are left with only prayer for their healing because there is no medicine. Education and health must be a priority. They are the foundation of true freedom and development. We cannot ignore the development happening around us. Too often we see projects springing like mushrooms, appearing here and there, and sometimes I get the impression that they are being carried out without any planning, any vision, any consideration of the community's needs. Proper development is not noise or chaos. It is grounded, steady, and life-giving. Projects should be guided by vision, not just by short-term gains or money or votes. And above all, as we talk about peace, we have to talk about land. Land is life. That's it. Somebody has told me that we don't own land. The land owns us. And land is life for Bougainville. It represents our culture, our home, our inheritance. It represents ourselves. However, many people are worried about new Land Act, which was approved and gazetted on December 18 last year, 2024, just before Christmas. The new Land Act for Bougainville, including the Customary Land Act, the Bougainville Government Land, The Bougainville Land Register and the Bougainville Planning and Development Act 2024 was passed by the Bougainville House of Representatives. But in some cases it caused confusion and raises question about whether the spirit of peace agreement is being honored in this new Land Act. It is also unclear if the faith of the people and their churches, which provide spiritual, moral values and were the first places for development, the first places where we had schools and health centers, where community life was built on community church land, is recognized and represented in this new Land Act. It is not. And we cannot afford to make mistakes on this issue. If the land is not managed transparently and with respect for tradition, culture, and life, our peace could be seriously threatened. As people of faith, we recognize that the peace agreement is more than just political achievement. It is a testament to God's healing power and courage of those who work for peace. The words of Christ still guide us. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. The peacemakers of Bougainville, and there are many of you here. Helen, you are one of them. The peacemakers of Bougainville choose dialogue over distraction, forgiveness over hatred, and reconciliation over revenge. And we are their children, heirs, and we are called to follow in their footsteps. Forgiveness is a core of our journey. The Lord's Prayer that we recite every day says, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." To forgive is not to forget, but to turn pain into new beginning. True reconciliation is not just a sign of weakness. Sometimes people think that if I forgive you, it means I am weak. It is a sign of blessing, sign of strength, sign of power over evil. Just like St. Paul in the letter to the Romans said, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil by good. So on this anniversary, let us renew our commitment to this cause. Let us commit ourselves to the values of Bougainville Peace Agreement. Never forget autonomy, democracy, reconciliation, and self-determination. Let us honor those who sacrificed their lives by making sure their sacrifice was meaningful. 20,000 people. If they could stood up today and join us here, they would enjoy what we have now, but they are not here with us. They sacrifice their own lives so that we can build a better Bougainville. Let us turn peace into living reality, not just in agreements and speeches, but peace in our families, communities, schools, and the government, and peace during this coming election. My brothers and sisters, the peace agreement was built on trust. Trust in God, trust in one another, trust in our leaders, trust in the path that we are on. Today, we are called to renew that trust. Let us stand firm for unity, justice, protecting our land, and securing the future of our children. And many of you young people were raising some questions. Because sometimes I feel like you are, please do not forget your history, where you come from. Because if you forget your history, if you forget your boo-boos, if you forget your culture, you will also not know where you're going. Young people of Bougainville, yes, we called you future of this land. You did not live through the war. You live with its consequences. Do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Use your energy, talents, wisdom, voice for peace. Use your education, use your talent. Build a better Bougainville. Take pride in your land and take responsibility for your future. One day, Bougainville's leadership will rest in your hands. Prepare now to lead with wisdom, courage, and the love for your people. As we mark 24 years of peace, let us reaffirm our commitment to building a strong, united, and prepare Bougainville for future. With God's blessing, wise, good leadership, and the courage of our people, we will continue moving forward on the path of peace. And so, I pray, may the Lord bless our land. May He protect our children. May He guide our leaders. And may He keep peace forever in Bougainville. So that all together we say, Amen. Thank you.